Good morning, Marimai, and a warm welcome to the Isle of Man for our last day of the Netball Europe Open Challenge 2019 here at the National Sports Centre. And what a phenomenal weekend of netball we have seen. We've seen some amazing netball from our 7 competing teams over the last 2 days. Host Isle of Man, Gibraltar, Republic of Ireland, Emirates, Israel and the Cayman Islands, along with the UK Armed Forces. What an intense weekend of netball. Don't miss a minute of the action today in what will be a decider for the NE Open. I'm Rhiannon Evans and I'm delighted to be joined for the game today in the commentary box by Nat Pepperell, former coach for Welsh netball. Hi Nat.
Hi.
How are you today?
Yeah, good. Really excited about this game this morning. Nice to see Israel back on court after missing them yesterday, and good to see what the Cayman Islands can put out.
Absolutely. I'm just going to tell you all now the remaining games of the day as well, so you can get yourselves sorted. Emirates will take on Gibraltar at 11 a.m. Isle of Man will take on the Republic of Ireland at 1. And the final game of the tournament, Israel will be back playing the UK Armed Forces later on today at 3 p.m. for the final game. Now, Israel didn't play yesterday. Do you think that will have had an effect on their legs? How do you think they're going to come out against in their game today?
Yeah, I think we'll see some good stuff from Israel today. I think this will be a really good game, actually. We know that Israel is still chasing that win. They haven't managed to come out with a win yet. Cayman Islands obviously have won one of their games, but I'm sure that they have the capacity to win more, and I'm sure they'll want to go out today and prove that they can finish really strongly. So it should be a good game.
Okay, and as we can see, the teams are coming onto the court now, so I'll read them out for you. For the Cayman Islands, goal shooter is Kay Copeland, goal attack Rose Wilson, wing attack Alexis Carias, centre Catherine Gow, wing defence Tashelle Logan, goal defence Nikki Lynch, goalkeeper Nikisha Lewis. And now welcoming the Israel team onto the court, we have goal shooter Naomi Komar, goal attack Karen Gordon, wing attack Mikhail Lieberman, centre Tal Segeb, wing defence Batya Chilette, goal defence Ayelet Glick, and goalkeeper Maya Ann Lange.
It's going to be interesting to see the circle matchups today, because Israel are quite a short team, and the elevation and the shooting power of Kay Copeland is going to be a tricky one for them to cope with. Also, the circle defence for Cayman Islands against the short bounce passes that come in for Israel, they'll make it good in both sides.
As you said, we're looking for Israel's first win today or in this game. How do you keep positive in a tournament where you've lost every match?
Well, the coaches could be setting targets. That always helps, because you can then have little gains if you look at the processes. But if I'm honest, Israel are always so happy to be here. And see Naomi Komar, first goal in, high five. They just have this aura about them that keeps them positive.
Absolutely, everything's like water off a duck's back.
Oh, nice early turnover as well for Israel there.
So we're one apiece at the moment within the first minute of the game. Nice long pass across court to make some nice space.
Invariably, the Cayman Islands have been quite loose in that middle third in defence, and it's in this end third that they tend to put the pressure on. You can see getting around the arms is so difficult because of the height difference between the two.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, that just proves exactly what you said, right? They've got a 3-second against them, which has been turned over and converted into a goal. So Cayman Islands take the lead early on 2-1. If you were the Israel coach, what sort of targets would you be setting for this game?
If you're looking at process goals, then you're looking at centre pass to shot goals. You might be looking at getting your first phase out. You might be looking at who the first phase goes to. You might be looking at certain styles of play that you want to do. So whether it's a case of doing some triangles around the circle edge, or whether it's a case of having some straight passes. So just breaking the game down a little bit and looking at certain things that you can do. But considering this is going to be, I think, and I hope, a competitive game, maybe they're more focused on sticking it all together rather than individual stuff. See, that's a really nice front hold by Naomi Komar. She just came off it. All they need there is for Karen Gordon to clear that front space, and then Naomi Komar would have been on that front hold under the post. Unlucky. And she's really, she can be great at shooting, Naomi Komar. She either absolutely nails it or disguise it like that.
Absolutely.
Generally, she nails it.
And what do you do against a team that's substantially taller than you in height, bringing the ball down court?
I mean, there's a number of different things that you can do. I personally like the idea of keeping them up the court. We know that the Cayman Islands, we've seen them before, like to force the long ball sometimes if they feel under pressure. Teams have been successful by trying to hold them up, forcing that long ball, and then the defenders picking it off. So not necessarily, there's no point in sitting tight on, man on at the back, because it's just going to go over your head. The zone defence as well for the armed forces worked really well. So that could be something else that they try. See, that's just wasteful. Why would you throw a really long ball over the height difference? They just need to be patient and play it to goal, but I'm sure they'll work out.
I think we've seen a number of examples of from all teams of first quarter nerves where there's been some wayward passes. What would you say to team? That was a lovely tip and intercept there, really well read. What would you say to teams to make sure they settle straight from the off?
I think that's something you've got to do in training. It's not something you can come onto competition and expect to happen. It needs to be done off the court and on the court in the training environment. So just by putting them under pressures in a training scenario. But if I manage to work out consistency, I'll bottle it and sell it and make a fortune. Great shot. And that was a nice example of working together, holding that screen, opening up the backspace, and then the defence can't take those steps to it, so then it can go over.
Another good tip from the keeper there.
Yeah, she's doing a really good job so far, isn't she, Lang? Oh, good rebound. Karen Gordon, one of the shortest in the circle, comes out with the ball. Great shot.
Lovely stuff. Nice bit of contest as well for the ball. And we're on day 4, final day of the tournament, with lots of games in their legs. How do you think they're feeling today?
Cayman Islands actually look really fresh. And so did Israel, but Israel obviously didn't play yesterday for religious reasons. They don't play on Saturdays. So they've had a day off. So they should be a little bit fresher.
Cayman Islands are getting a nice sort of triangle, sort of mini zone around each player that gets the ball, which is working really effectively. Just putting loads of pressure on.
Catherine Gow's been outstanding all tournament. Like that drive to the top of the circle was absolutely beautiful. She worked her angles really well through the court.
Yeah. It's fast as well.
Yeah, and feisty.
Yeah.
So we've seen her come up against some tough opposition in that centre position of Marino and Gibraltar and Anna Mulderig at UK Armed Forces, and she doesn't give an inch.
No, not at all.
And this is the space that they get given in the middle third.
In previous games we've watched Israel play, and you see teams really close the space down, but then, like you say, in that final third, they're fierce.
Yeah, I mean, it's a risky strategy, but it's one that seems
to be paying off for them.
Yeah. I personally would like my teams to be putting on a bit more pressure in the middle, because you're almost saying to your defence, oh, it's down to you. Good luck.
Yeah, like you're saying in previous games, it's been really claustrophobic in that middle third, and that's when it gets loose balls are flying and tips and intercepts are coming by the dozen.
Yeah, good dodge on the baseline there by Naomi Komar.
Lovely shot.
They're doing a better job actually of offering the forward Israel a lot of the time in the circle throughout the competition. They've been caught hiding behind.
Yeah. Sheeta held her space really nicely there, Copeland. just need to offer again, maybe a little bit quicker. Nice ball. Lovely play.
Yeah, it's getting close now as well. 7 goals to Israel and 9 to Cayman Islands. Israel will be pleased with this, I think, so far.
And we saw them playing Ireland yesterday, and quarter time, I think they came out 11 all or 12-11.
Draw in first quarter.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So they have a really strong first quarter, and then it's about maintaining that throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And invariably, the Israel have been on 28 to 24, 23 goals-ish per game. So they do need to increase that, and that because that first quarter was amazing, wasn't it? And then they only scored sort of 14, 13 goals after that. So they just need to maintain that for a whole game.
Absolutely. And do you think it's down to tiredness that they don't, or do you think it's down to the other teams really stepping up and cranking, putting the heat on, putting the pressure on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Republic of Ireland had a great start when they played against Israel, if I'm honest. But I also think they upped their game, and I think that Israel didn't necessarily have anything else strategy-wise to throw out there. So when things change, there isn't much else for them to do.
Limited adaptation in their play.
Yeah, more in the circle as well. They seem to have sort of set strategies in the circle, so their shooters go behind to come forward. So once the defence have got the hang of that, it's a bit easier to defend.
Yeah.
And you've got some really clever players in these tournaments and really clever coaches, and I'd say the whole standard has stepped up a level.
Definitely. Lovely interactions between Komar and Gordon in the circle. Their little bounce passes, you could thread through the eye of a needle sometimes, and they're lovely to see.
Great shot.
Oh, well read.
Yeah, Komar just sometimes splits too soon. She's a fantastic player, but she splits and waits for the ball to come to her, where ideally if you're holding a front hold, you want to hold the front hold and then split towards the ball as it's coming in.
Right.
Takes the defender out a bit better.
Good stretch.
I do think sometimes we need to check Kay Copeland's hands for Velcro. I think I'm a bit disappointed so far with the defence of the Cayman Islands. I feel like they're holding back a bit. I think that might be due to the fact that we've seen already they've had their keeper and their goal defence sent off.
Yeah.
And it's good that they're changing to stay in line with the rules of the game, but I feel like it's also made them lose a bit of their flair.
Yeah. And
great ball.
Lovely ball. Lovely tip beforehand. So it's just once you get the intercept, just keeping your heads and treasuring the ball so that you can, reward the player that got the intercept.
Yeah, and it's invariably after an intercept, it's the next
nice ball.
pass or the next two passes that go astray.
Yeah.
Unlucky there by Lang. She's doing a really good job on Copeland. Copeland's a bit quieter this quarter, I think, than we've seen her in the past. I think that's credit to Glick and Lang at the back.
So the goalkeeper, the Cayman Island goalkeeper, Nikisha Lewis, got sent off in the Isle of Man game, and Nikki Lynch, the goal defence, which game was she sent off in?
Just checking back for you. She was sent off in the UK Armed Forces game. She
Right.
was only sent off for 2 minutes, whereas Nikisha Lewis was sent off permanently in the Isle of Man game. And the bench had obviously learnt from that, and when Nikki Lynch got sent off in the UK Armed Forces game, they then did make the change, so they didn't leave her on court to risk that.
It's quite a rarity. I haven't seen that before, and I did feel a little bit for the keeper, because it didn't look like she was a dirty player. It just looked like she was committed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think maybe it was just about not really processing what the umpire was telling her to change. I don't think it was an intentional, being rough on purpose.
Oh,
lovely shot
by Naomi Komar. Yeah, you're absolutely right. in my opinion, she just lacked a little bit of body management, and obviously the umpires can just say tidy up or that's persistent contact. So the umpires aren't coaches, they're not telling her how to change. So she needed to get that from a bench really, for them to say, okay, this is what you're doing and this is how you need to change it. And in fairness, she's obviously changed her style of play now. She's a lot cleaner at the minute, playing off the body, but
maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah, possibly. So before, she would have got her feet round and really committed to that ball and almost thrown herself onto it, and now we've just lost that a little bit.
Yeah, giving Cayman quite a lot of space.
Nice ball from Gow. Gow-Copeland connection is really good.
Absolutely. An example of Catherine Gow not afraid to getting stuck in.
Yeah, Israel just need to make sure they meet the ball, and at the moment they're all offering at the same time.
Sometimes they're standing still to receive the ball as well, which is a lovely, like basically wrapped up present for a defender to come in and get the intercept.
Beautiful long ball in there, and an example of what the Cayman Islands were doing really well as well is they can mix it up, they can play to circle edge, they can throw the long ball. Copeland can hold the front, hold the back, run the base. She's very talented.
So Israel is still in it. We've got 1 minute to go in this first quarter of the first game of the final day. It is 18-14 to the Cayman Islands.
Naomi Comar's shooting has just
been on fire this whole
week. The last
week.
few shots have just been phenomenal from distance. Great shot. Anything you can do, I can do as well.
Absolutely. It's great seeing them looking so confident in the circle.
Nice drive to the top.
Good call.
Yeah. She did go offside. She tried to get around the other side of Catherine Gow then. Segev and Catherine Gow closed that space down really well.
They've got time, just need to get it in. Lovely hold by the shooter. Easy. Can they get one more? 4 seconds to go. Oh, not quite. But she finishes it off anyway.
That's funny as well, isn't it? With 4 seconds to go and then rushing to get the ball back to the centre, and then if you watch you know, any of the Super League or the ANZ or the Australia Suncorp, with 4 seconds to go, your goal shooter's probably just going to drop the ball on the floor, so it takes those 4 seconds to get back to the centre, so they don't have to rush that centre pass.
Tactical centre passes, just slowly meandering back to the centre circle, so then you can hold it and then you have the centre pass at the start of the second quarter.
Yeah, and clever umpires will obviously call time on that, but here we've not had that, but they've not needed to because all the teams have
Everyone's
rushed
just
it back.
sprinting, like, get another goal. But yeah, so first quarter, what are your thoughts on both teams? Do you reckon there's going to be many changes?
I don't think there'll be too many changes. I'm saying that some people are taking their tops off for Israel. I think they're doing quite well actually. 14 goals. We've just said before, you know, it's normally between 23 to 28 goals that they've been scoring. So 14 is half of a final score normally for them. So it's a really good start. 20 goals for the Cayman Islands. Again, fantastic start. It's a lot high scoring than we've seen.
And speaking of the first quarter, we'll be bringing some highlights for you now.
Regarding the Cayman Islands, I think they've got a lot more than they're showing. I still want to credit the fact that they've got 20 goals. I think that's fantastic. But I think they have the capacity to score really quickly, and they need to capitalise on the height difference, I think, a bit more, because that's their style. I mean, they're tall, they're aerial, they're athletic, so, you know, use it. Yeah,
definitely. And I wonder if they are just holding back a little bit. Maybe they'll turn up the heat in the remaining 3 quarters. That could just be a warm-up to the day.
Yeah, and I think, you know, that's a very good point to mention actually, because we've seen them drop off a bit in the fourth quarter. So maybe that's something their coaches have looked at and gone, you know what, we'll just play nice and steady and then we'll put the gas down. But, you know, they're quite laid back as a team as well, so they could also just be cruising. You can see on the screen Shan Verman having some real good input, but I think she'll be really impressed as a coach with her team so far. They've been doing a good job.
Well, like you say, they've got 14 goals already, and that's just in the first quarter. It'd be brilliant to see them get 30 goals in this game. You know, just breach that 20-goal mark and like get into the 30s.
Yeah, and they've obviously got the UK Armed Forces at 3 o'clock today, and the last game of the tournament. That's going to be a really tough one. So mixing your squad around now could also be good to save legs. But I think they're in a position now where they've just got to throw everything they've got at both of these games. And you know what? If they throw everything they've got at this game and come out with a really good score, and their players are tired for the next game, if I was Shan, I think it would be worth it. Let's go out there and do it.
Yeah, definitely. They've got nothing to lose, so just go on and leave everything on the court.
Yeah, and they fight until the end as well. Israel.
They do.
They
yeah,
never
you
give up.
never, ever see their heads go down, which is brilliant. It can be very frustrating to watch teams give up, basically,
Yeah.
and you see them mentally tap out, and it's so vital and important to, no matter what, just keep your head on court and remain supportive as well. You never see the Israel team snapping at each other if there's a mistake, and that's incredibly important as well. You know, you're a team, you do it together as a whole.
I would like to see them turn this game and take the win. I think it'd be good for them, and Cayman Islands have already got a win, so as a neutral, let's have a win for
Absolutely,
both teams.
yeah.
They're just getting in their huddles now, I think. Final shout. Oh, Shan's got a flashy ring on as well.
Oh yeah,
It's glowing at me.
bit of bling from all the way over the other side of the court.
We've seen second and third quarters being quite important, so it'll be interesting to see if they can both hold their nerves on this one. Already, I think Nikisha Lewis's feet are going a lot faster against. Look at that. That's what I want from her.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Much faster feet. She's a bit more alive now. Hopefully that'll stay the same.
Oh,
Mikhail Liebman, great intercept. Oh, one back.
like you were saying about keeping you calm in the second quarter, we've just had 4 intercepts within the first 30 seconds of the second quarter. So people just need to steady.
We say as coaches, you know, when that adrenaline's running on that turnover, you just need a turnover buddy to stay close.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe a give and go with that person. Everyone else get ahead of the ball and then carry on playing. Good accuracy on that pass from Alexis Karias. See, a lot of teams have fallen foul to double in on Copeland because Copeland puts all the shots up, and then when they do that, Rose Wilson's just like, okay, I'll do it all now.
Held.
Yeah, well done, Karen Gordon.
Would be great to see Israel take a win, and we've got a lot of Israel supporters in the crowd. One boy with a particularly phenomenal pro-Israel hat with flags dotted all the way around the side.
Oh, great feed from Mikhail Liebman. A nice one too. Good job.
Shot.
That's nice. That was some nice play. Good job, Israel. It's nice seeing Naomi Komar coming out just to open up that middle space.
Israel had some, good touch. Israel have some really nice passages of play.
They do, and what I like is when Komar plays the out and in to get closer to the post, because they need to be taking those high percentage shots.
Yeah.
It's not that they can't shoot from distance, it's just they're not
Yeah.
as accurate,
That's
and they're not going to get the rebounds generally against such a tall side. Lovely shot.
They're very confident at just sending it in from quite far away. We've seen a few of them now consistently.
Oh, not happy with that one. That's good D there by Lang, making sure that that turnover was definitely theirs.
So there have been a few changes at quarter time. We'll confirm those for you in just a minute.
Nice. Good pass. Lang needs to move her feet onto them.
So only 2 changes, both on the Israel side. So for centre, Batya Chalet comes in to take over from Tal Segev, and at wing defence, Tikva Clements will take over from Batya. And sorry, just one change on the Cayman Islands side. Kayan Clark has gone to wing defence, taking over from Tishelle Logan.
It's a nice 1-2 through court. Good hands.
Lovely
there.
tip. You can see Israel pushing them all together, making it very claustrophobic.
Yeah, that's what they need to capitalise more on, because Copeland does that so well, and she does have the height advantage. Not necessarily from really far out, I'm not saying wing it, but get close and just lift the ball up. That was lucky.
That was very lucky.
Both second phase options had gone, well, you had Rose Wilson really wide then, and Catherine Gow tried to come through, but they shut that down, so there was no forward option really, and that's why the ball ends up being hoofed in the air. Hoofed is my technical terminology. Israel need to keep moving. See, at this point in time, I'd really like to see Batya Chelet, when that ball's in the pocket, I'd like to see her move round to the top,
yeah,
so that they can use the triangles to open up the circle.
Yeah.
It's a long swing over tall defenders otherwise. That's a nice pass by Alexis Correas. Beautifully accurate.
If you were on the Israel bench, what would you be thinking you could do to combat that long bomb into the circle that the Cayman Islands are doing so frequently?
Again, it's tricky. You've got to try and keep the feeders up the court so that the long bomb isn't from the circle. When it's from the circle edge and it's going high, it's virtually impossible to turn it over. So keep everyone up, and then make sure you've got a strong 3 foot over everything so that it's harder to mark. The other option as well is for your keeper, instead of sitting ball side, just to move off and move your feet around, so that if they try and throw it into the back space, you can roll around the back. Jiva Mentor is the perfect person to watch for that example.
Yeah, I think in the dictionary it's just her doing a roll.
Jiva roll.
The Jiva roll, yeah.
You can also encourage the flat pass as well by being off of it, because it looks open, so they'll send the flat ball and then just run your feet through it. It's so easy from here.
Yes. Oh, good tip.
And again, in the Cayman Island circle, just mixing it up. Kay Copeland proving she can take the long ball and just pop forwards.
Haven't seen Copeland miss yet, I think.
No, it's very rare. She had one period of play, I can't even remember what game it is, where she had a bit of a wobble in one quarter, and that's all. The rest of the time she's been amazing. Yeah, good defence there by Israel. All of the Cayman Island players running forwards at once meant there was very limited offers.
Good. Go forward. Good
That's
back up on the line.
Yeah, great decision to send that back. But now your goal attack needs to get in because it's 2-on-1. So on that reset, you want your goal attack to run the front, potentially draw off the defence, or if they don't draw off, then she's free.
Ball's covering loads of ground so quickly. That was too easy for the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, just a bit of confusion between Lang and Glick on who was covering Rose Wilson coming into post. That's nice timing.
Yep.
Beautiful. Good rebound from Lewis.
Oh, lovely.
Just possibly needed to wait for the 3-second ball there, Cat and Gal.
Nice quick play, bringing it down the court. Just need to be careful with it now.
Yeah, Israel need to keep moving. You can see then when Karen Gordon had the ball, they all stopped. Great shot, Naomi Komar.
I think Batya could have done with moving her feet a little bit more around the circle. She just got a bit stuck there. And you could see the shooter looking for her, and she wasn't an option and didn't move. So needs to keep moving and working that circle edge.
Great elevation and pass over the top from Copeland to Wilson.
So Cayman Islands have drawn away a little bit, well, quite a lot. It's 35-17 to the Cayman Islands at the moment. They've just got another lovely turnover, bringing the ball down the court.
Yeah, beautiful backing up by Lewis.
She's holding her space. She holds her space really nicely.
She does, and she's well aware of where that back line is as well, and that was a beautiful feed between Wilson to Copeland. Oh, that's the one that only just gets there. So they do a beautiful one, and then they do one that's just a little bit off. And it was enough for Lang not to get there, but that's why they were being exposed against other teams. Oh dear.
Interesting seeing Lieberman facing her player then. Is that, I don't see it that often. What are your thoughts on that technique?
Yeah, no. It's more, yeah. I'm trying to think of this nicely. It's not a technique that you'd probably use, because the minute you face a player, they've just got backspace, you can't see the ball. You need to be able to position yourself so you can see the ball and player at all times. So to angle your body slightly. You don't see it very often at this level.
Well in by Lewis there.
Good hustle by Lynch. Nice to see her still going for ball. That's a nice overload. So because they were both in front and they had Nikisha Lewis between them, she had to choose one attacker or the other.
Almost there by Glick.
Yeah, right idea, but she needed Lang to come off a little bit to give her that space, and that could just be communication.
It was quite quiet on court.
Yeah, and I think that's probably because the game's very one-sided at the minute. So, I mean, if you're looking at the score, 21 goals in this quarter so far to the Cayman Islands, and Israel have only scored 3 this quarter, so that's a heavy scoreline. So it's a lot of one-way traffic. And this is what we've seen before, you know. Cayman Islands were a bit sleepy to start off with, and now they've just come out the blocks. That's nice play by Gordon.
Quick 1-2. Just need the goals to go in. Such a simple thing to say.
Yeah, and that's again where they just play it closer to post. Back yourselves. They're really good at using the triangles when they use them. They're good at the in and outs.
They are, yeah.
So they need to back themselves a bit more. Oh, good defensive pressure.
Let's see if they can convert this into a goal.
Turn your hips and look down the court. They missed the forward when they just stay sideways, so
Yeah.
they had a forward there as well to Gordon, but didn't see it. She didn't turn. think at the moment, if you track the shooters and look at their starting position, they both start by the post and then they play away from the post. And this is why we're getting a lot of long shots. They need to start working out how to play away from the post and moving towards the post. Nice long ball. Difficult.
Got just over a minute to go in this second quarter.
Yeah, good feet there, unlucky. And lots of, I mean, you can do lots of circle work with that defence because they're starting to work stuff out, but just there where you had attacker, defender, you needed the back defender really to come off and take the front attacker, so you had defender, attacker instead.
That was a nice ball close to the circle. Just couldn't quite finish it off.
So deliberate obstruction brings up a caution for Michael Lieberman. Nice, and that's where her feet are off. Flat ball's encouraged. She runs the front. Beautiful. Good switch. You can see the defence now starting to work stuff out. It is nice to see they're working through it. And we were speaking to Shan during the weekend, and she was saying, you know, they don't have this level of competition. They only hit this once a year when they come to Netball Europe. So for these girls to face a shooter like Kate Copeland, they've probably not experienced it before. So it's good to see them working it out.
Absolutely. So scores on the doors at the end of the second quarter is 45 to the Cayman Islands, 17 to Israel.
Huge quarter.
Huge quarter, yeah. What do you think the coaches will be saying to each of the teams on the benches?
Well, the coach for Israel now has to pick them back up a little bit. I don't think it felt, I mean, they had possession. I don't think it felt like they didn't have possession. It wasn't a constant turnover from phase one of the centre pass. Like, it was working down to shots, and the shots weren't going in. And that can feel one or two ways. It can feel good because they've got a bit of possession, or it can feel really frustrating. So she'll know her team. She'll know what she needs to do now, how she needs to pick them up. And I think, interestingly, we can see them changing some bibs, so it looks like they're maybe bringing on a new goal attack now to solve that problem.
Yeah, because like you say, it's frustrating to watch when because usually they're so on point, the shooters, Komar and Gordon, but it is frustrating when you get a turnover, or even just they throw a wayward pass and you get the back line and you work it and you graft all the way down the court and then it just doesn't go in. A little bit of your soul breaks a little inside.
Yeah, and against a team like the Cayman Islands, you're not going to get a second chance, so they need to really work that out. But like we said before, it would be better for them, and they can do this, we've seen them do it, if they work it a bit closer to the post. Working it closer to the post means, you know, if they get the opportunity to shoot, they're more likely to get it in than if they shoot from far away.
And they did have a nice little moment there. Komar moved her feet really nicely in the circle, and she did get a quick ball popped into her close to the post, so they can do it and they have got it in them. So big second quarter, and we have some highlights for you which should be on your screens as we speak.
I think the other thing for Israel is, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're playing some good netball and I think they've improved throughout the competition.
They have massively.
Yeah, and as a coach I'm just really picky, so I think also I'd want to sort out their centre pass a little bit, because at the moment both wing attack and goal attack go over the line for the centre pass, which is fine apart from the minute it lands there's then nothing in front, and so they're having to do an awful lot of passes in the centre third before they even progress down. So I'd like to see them working where they're working off the line, one person is your front offer, if they don't get it they clear, and then the next person goes, and then you've got somebody driving to the circle edge. And we've seen a couple of really nice drives to circle edge, but it's more consistent that they're both over rather than working sort of one. The other thing is if your defenders do go over, you can also use a back centre pass and then send some of the long balls in as well. But yeah, just a few key things to tweak, I think.
I think the Israel centre, Batya Fatia Chillette, she's usually a runner. You know, she's a workhorse and she's fast as well. So it was quite unusual seeing her. She is getting a little bit stuck on the centre edge. So Israel don't have that one player on top and one player at the side. They're just pushed both out to the side. And I don't know if that's just down to tired legs maybe, but I think she needs to keep on moving, keep on working and offering again and again and again. So it's great to back up, but if you're relying on that all the time, then eventually it's going to get tipped and turned over.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen from Naomi Komar especially that she's really good at having the ball sort of on the edge and then sending it to the top and then running the front and getting herself a little bit closer. But as you said, if you don't have that player at the top of the circle edge and against a tall team, it's got to be ball side. You can't do that, and so they're having to force those shots in. So absolutely, it's only a few tweaks and they could be pulling back, not to win the game, but pulling back to a better score. It's really inconsistent to have 14 and then go to 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you say, they're only small tweaks. It's just tiny little bits of guidance that can make a huge difference to the play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I always say that if you have a team with structure, you can beat, a team with structure and that plays together, but isn't as talented as another team. I'm not saying that they're not as talented as the Cayman Islands, but just an example. You can beat 7 individual awesome talented players any day of the week. So yeah, I think they just need to work on a bit of that. Cayman Islands, however, I'd still like a bit more defence from them through the mid-court. I'd also like them to capitalise on those long lifted balls into Copeland, because ultimately that's what she does really well, is take those lifted balls, but from, be clinical. As a coach of theirs, I'd be saying to them, okay, let's see how many centre passes to goal we can get and how many can we get being clinical. You have to hit circle edge now before you feed the ball, just to make sure that we're not then forcing stuff in. Absolutely, and not necessarily relying on that every single time. I guess making sure that if you go in with one gameplay and that long bomb in all the time, and then you meet another team where that just isn't working constantly, you want to be just as confident in a different strategy or tactic, bringing the ball down court, quicker play, shorter passes, and right onto the circle edge. So you've got both options. Yeah, I think they've done better bringing the ball through the court today than they struggled against the UK Armed Forces, especially when they put on that zone in the middle. I think they've done a much better job with their angles through the court, especially from the back. It's been really good, so I'd like them to keep doing that. And I think also Nikki Lynch and Nikisha Lewis are now playing a little bit better, but they can still come out with way more.
So just looking at our Twitter feed, British Army Sport are tweeting, not necessarily about this game, but asking you to tune in for their game later to see if they can complete their winning streak of the tournament. That is at 3 o'clock when the Armed Forces will take on Israel.
Yeah, so Israel back on court at 3, so they've got a quick turnaround as well. But all the teams have had quick turnarounds at some point in time, so it's not
biased in any way.
No. Be interesting to see what happens in this final quarter.
Got lots of nice Facebook comments. Karen Levi, apologies if I said that wrong. Karen Levy Clements is saying, beautiful play, Israel. I believe she could potentially be related to Tikva Clements, maybe.
Could well be.
I watch a lot of Sherlock. Vanessa Callow, hello, good morning, Vanessa. She says good morning to us. She says we're doing a very good job. Thank you very much, Vanessa. Aviva Lang, come on, Israel, we love you. They're so positive. Keep your heads in the game, says Natalie Chillette. Israel always smiling, and that is very true. And that's something that I think all the teams in this tournament have come to appreciate about Israel, is that they are always smiling.
Yeah, and there's lots of support for Israel as well, which is really nice. There's a crowd back home and people here. We had school children cheering for them the other day. Because they're so positive, they draw that support. Everyone
Absolutely,
really backs them.
Yeah, everyone's rooting for them. They remind me a little bit of Jamaica in Cool Runnings, you know, the team that everyone ends up loving, like the heart of the tournament, the team that everyone loves.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like the fact that they're always smiling when they come on support, and they always give us a little dance. I love that. Makes me want to play in their team.
Agreed. Good pick up by the Israel wing attack there.
Oh, great shot, Naomi Komar. Good job.
So a couple of changes from the Israel team during half-time. Tal Segev is back at centre. We can see already she's looking pretty fresh, moving quite fast. Karen Gordon has gone to wing attack, and Tally Clear has gone to goal attack.
It's funny, we've seen Tally Kerr in the defensive circle, and when Fern was commentating, she was very much a fan of Tally Kerr. So it'll be interesting to see what she does in the shooter position.
It's brilliant to be able to offer both those positions in the circle, because one would lend itself to another.
See if she can shoot.
Good rebound by Komar there. Settling the post.
Good job.
Shots.
So in the space of 1 minute and 20 seconds, they've already scored 2, and the last quarter they scored 3 the whole time.
And changes for the Cayman Islands. Tishelle Logan has gone to centre, and Christy Hurlston has gone to goal defence.
Nice.
This is better play by Israel. Oh, good touch there by the keeper though. Well left.
Yeah, they screen really well, don't they, as well, Israel, to protect that ball. Yeah, really good circle movement, and as we said before about the mid-court and being able to use the much better positioning on the circle edge. Oh, unlucky.
Can see the beginnings of a fake into the circle by Tal Segev then, which was quite nice. Just on the circle edge, just did a little fake pass to the side before sending it in, which is nice.
There's actually a different wing attack as well for the Cayman Islands, but we haven't actually got confirmation of that yet. Obviously a late change at the time because there's 2 sheets.
Ah yes, so Ariana Grant has gone to wing attack for the Cayman Islands.
It'll be interesting as to why a late change was made for them.
It's been a few nice, good confident shot for Komar, sinks it really nicely. Israel have had a few passes where they haven't caught the ball, and I think they've gotten away quite luckily. They haven't been called for replaying a few times, which I think is quite lucky, so they just need to...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, footwork.
Yeah, I think it's tricky, isn't it? Because the whole idea of replayed is whether it's controlled or not. And so, again, it may seem inconsistent sometimes, I think, by the umpires, but actually they're having to judge whether it's controlled. And when you look at, no disrespect here, but when you look at Israel compared to the fact of some of the UK Armed Forces players that are, you know, Super League players, the ability to control the ball is different. So a tap or a drop from Israel may well be deemed not controlled because they didn't fully have control of it, whereas, you know, the likes of Dee Balakaro, who plays Celtic Dragons in Fiji, she should be controlling them. I say that because I don't think she's had any replay balls.
Well kept in there by Claire. Lovely stuff over the head. Nice bit of flair.
And if she's a defender, that, you know, she could well be in there for those rebounds as well. We know that Naomi Komar shoots really well, so maybe her main job is to get the ball from Naomi Komar. Oh, look at that. Swish.
Lovely.
I take it back, Talika.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, you can shoot as well. Great long ball into Copeland. Stay on 2 feet, 2 feet. Oh, beautiful.
Lovely space by Komar there. Just a few uncharacteristic misses.
But again, could be another tactic of theirs to have the goal attack out of the circle, so it's 1-on-1. Makes it easier to get the ball. Oh, beautifully placed long pass. See, there's me slating them for long passes from the middle third, and that one was spot on. And we have one offer. Look at that, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Just didn't get hands to it, but then we had one person coming over for first phase, and second phase was available. Yes.
Come on. Oh, lovely little sneaky pass. That was brilliant by Israel.
This is really good. And you can see Michael Liebman on the bench smiling and clapping. And yeah, absolutely.
Nice roll there by Cayman Islands goal attack Rose Wilson.
Yes, Lang.
Oh, brilliant.
She got two hands to it.
Nice long ball down court. Oh, unlucky there by Ariana Grant. That was a nice intercept and well kept in. Just didn't have anyone backing her up.
Two offers, good. See, now they've got more offers as well coming through the court. More options.
Yes.
Carly Kerr is on
she
fire.
has made a great impact so far in this quarter.
Just a confusion over centre pass.
Oh, well chased there by both players. Unlucky with the footwork call.
But that's a real good example of Naomi Komar. She got a whack in the head. Admittedly, so did Nikisha Lewis. But Komar was going for it anyway. You know, bit of a rub on the head, and I'm still going for that ball.
Yeah.
See if they can take this through. I mean, Israel are winning this quarter at the moment, quarter for quarter, obviously not in the overall score, but 8-6 this quarter. Such a difference, isn't it?
Massively. It's an emotional roller coaster, Nat.
Yeah, nice Rose Wilson.
Good tracking there by the wing defence. Oh, lovely.
Someone needs to chase the chaser. It's enough pressure.
That pressure, there you go.
In the same space, Rose Wilson and Kay Copeland then as well. Both defence, ball side, they did a really good job.
So third quarter and Cayman Islands are leading 52 to Israel 25.
Someone in the crowd wasn't happy with that decision. It was the right decision, guys. It's so funny, they get so involved, don't they?
It's been brilliant. The noise coming from the NSC this weekend has been phenomenal.
One over, good. Second phase, good. If I was being really picky, maybe a bit closer to circle
lovely
edge.
ball. Komar held her space so nicely then.
Two hands. Get two hands on it. But this is so much better. You can see with a little bit of structure on their centre pass, they're just being able to move the ball down better.
Come on, finish it off. Nice. That takes them to 26 goals, so the 30 goal mark is in sight.
Yeah.
Definitely achievable.
The most they've scored so far is 28, so come on. We only need 3 more.
Come on.
We're just like good netball. And in fairness, like look in the other side, the most that the Cayman Islands have scored has been 56. No, I've lied to you. It's not 56, it's 52.
52.
So they've surpassed it.
Yeah, brilliant. So
Go
it's
on,
a
Cayman
win
Islands.
for everyone.
Nice ball. Great baseline drive there by Tali Kerr. Equally awesome
Good
rebound. That's a nice drive through. And the wing attacks, whoever's been playing wing attack for Cayman Islands links really nicely. Beautiful feed. Again, just need Lang to move her feet off and round and take the front. Don't challenge her from the side. When it's coming in flat, just run your feet hard. She's got the speed to do it. Oh. Yeah, good rebound.
Well held.
They're definitely an impressive shooting circle.
Israel just need to get one in.
Beautiful. Again, first phase, second phase.
Going for it.
Boom.
Oh! Hero shot. Doesn't even look phased by it.
No.
Does it in her sleep.
And she claps her team as well. I like that. Same the other side. Anything you can do.
Quick 1-2, yeah.
We'll do equally as well.
So 4 minutes to go in this third quarter.
See, that point in time, bit more Ricky now. They're having to work a bit harder because they had 2 players over the line.
Well kept in by the goal attack. Considering the third quarter has the reputation for being the killer one, I'd say it's probably Israel's best quarter of the game so far.
Yeah, they had a good first quarter. This one is turning out to be a very good quarter as well. But for the Cayman Islands, they've just dropped off a bit. Their second quarter was phenomenal. But, you know, they've had changes as well. You've got to take that into account. Shot.
Yeah, I think bringing Kerr on, to goal attack has made a big impact.
Yeah, agreed. Just a bit more movement. She drives the baseline, moves around, and she can really shoot.
And also getting those rebounds as well, you know, with the defensive, being used to defending in the circle, I think that's helped massively.
Yeah. Good screen there by Rose Wilson to allow Kate Copeland to take a nice clean shot without any defence in front. Ooh. Good front ball by Naomi Komar. She's done a better job as well of holding that front, whereas before Nikisha Lewis was coming around a bit and turning her away. She's actually held the front really nicely. Oh, and well
lovely by Lang.
Don't give it away.
Good touch.
Yeah, just needed to take the pace off that land, and I guarantee that if they'd have landed, that Naomi Komar would have come around the front. Oh, unlucky. I thought that was a nice challenge there by Tishelle Logan.
Lovely roll. And they've done it.
Yeah,
ding,
and
ding,
they
ding.
scored.
Israel get to the 30 mark. That's 58 to Cayman Islands and 30 to Israel.
Nice. Oh.
Shot.
It's just so much better. Oh, calling time for a bit of water on the floor. Ball girl just running on to give it a wipe. You can't see her off court, but the ball girls have done a sterling job this weekend.
They have. And I think they've loved every minute. They've been buzzing.
Oh, well held. Was a little bit behind her. Good effort there by Glick. Uncharacteristic miss from Wilson.
So we've got just over a minute to go. I want to see Israel get a goal out of this.
We've seen in the past the curse of the clock, but I don't think they're too aware of it yet, so that's good. Nice drive, nice angle through the court by the wing defence. Oh. They're going to hold. No. Nice space, Naomi Komar. Oh, beautiful.
Bullet of a ball straight in under the post. Finishes it off.
She is on fire.
She is. She's having a cracking game. And it's Israel's centre. Just looking at the Facebook feed, Jeanette Segal says, Naomi, amazing, with lots of exclamation marks. I agree. Rivka Shellslinger, sorry if I've said that a little bit wrong, she says, best quarter ever.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. It's been a fantastic quarter, and I wouldn't like to confirm, but I tell you what, I'll find out for next time we're online. That might have been the highest that they've scored in any quarter for Israel as well.
It was brilliant to watch. They must be really happy with that.
Yeah, and you know, the flip side is I think that the Cayman Islands will be slightly disappointed with that. They'll certainly need to tweak that a little bit going into the next quarter, because they were kept to 14, so Israel actually won that quarter by 2.
Amazing.
Yeah, just checking my maths quickly.
So what do you think the Cayman Islands bench will be saying?
It's a good question. I don't think, to be honest with you, I think Israel have just tightened up their structure a bit in their attack. I don't think the Cayman Islands have done anything particularly different. I think Israel have just played better. But the Cayman Islands in defence can play so much better than that. I think if I was their coach, I'd be saying to my back defence, move your feet, start running your feet on stuff. Don't get stuck, come off and run and challenge the front, because they're just sitting behind.
Because this is the Cayman Islands final game of the tournament, final day, you know, last quarter of the tournament. Might as well go out and go hard.
Yeah, and I think Gao's obviously come off the court, and for me, Gao is one of the strongest players in that team, and I think it was noticeable. And I would also say that Lynch is also one of the stronger players. It's not that Christy Hurlston or Tashelle Logan aren't good. They are. We saw Tashelle Logan starting in wing defence. She did a great job, and we've seen Christy Hurlston do a fantastic job throughout the tournament, but I just think Lynch is better in that position. Christy Hurlston we've seen do some really good stuff in the mid-court. I wouldn't necessarily have her back in the D unless I needed to. So it's just a few changes, I think. But if it's their last game as well, they're probably giving everyone a run out. They don't need to do any more. They don't need to finish on, you know, X amount of goals. But I'm just, like I say, as a perfectionist, I'd still want more.
And speaking of that amazing third quarter, we've got some highlights for you at the moment.
It's funny, we've been talking about the different awards. You've obviously got the invitational tournament competition, so there's a winner from that, and there'll also be a gold and silver medalist from the challenge competition, which is just the member nations. But also there's a player of the tournament, so all the teams vote each time they play. They vote for a member of the opposition. I was trying to work out who in each team I would vote for. And up until today, it would have been Naomi Komar, I think, for Israel. Although Michael Lieberman was kind of in contention. But you know what? I think I've just swung now because of Tali Kerr's great defence the other day, and now because of this game changer, she'd be mine on that.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. What about on the Cayman Islands side? Although you were saying before you really like Gao.
I do, and you know what, there's a couple on the Cayman Islands, and I was really struggling because Kay Copeland, phenomenal.
Lewis.
Lewis, that was another one. And Gao. Lewis has disappointed me a little bit today because I don't think she's come out fighting, and I think that's more because of the events of the weekend.
Psychological thing.
Yeah, just getting called for those contacts, getting those cautions, getting those warnings, I think it's put her off a little bit. So I think if I had to call it, which I do, don't I? Let's go Gao. It would be Gao. And she's got a little baby, and she's feeding baby at night because baby has jet lag, and then playing at centre.
It's phenomenal, isn't it?
During the day.
And we were saying before the other day about, you know, women in sport and having full-time jobs, but also besides that, a lot of women who are playing here today are mums.
Yeah, and we've got mums in the, you know, babies in the crowd with mums on the court. Like, it's phenomenal.
It's incredible, and it would be stressful leaving your children, but they come here and they commit and they put everything on the court, and in that moment in time they are just netballers, international netballers, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
How they cope with that added stress of not being there.
I don't know. I think if
I really respect it.
if my baby had kept me up all night, I think I'd be quite happy to hand baby over and go on the court. I have children, I can say that. Oh, unlucky. Oh, footwork call. Just a little bit off balance. There are a few changes, aren't there, again? Lynch is back in the circle. And Gow's back on at centre. I'm sure we'll get the rest through.
Nice quick play by the Cayman Islands there in the circle. I think it was the Cayman Islands' original wing attack who is now goal attack.
Yeah, Alexis Correas, you're right. I don't think we've seen her there either, so that's an interesting one.
Good touch there by Gow. Smiles from Komar.
There's always smiles from Komar, I love it. Imagine being in camp with
Lovely
him for a
ball.
week. Must be amazing.
Oh, ball was just not wanting to go in there. Shooter not happy with that call. Yep, good option. So lots of changes made by the Cayman Islands in that third quarter break. Stacey Kelly has come on to goal shooter. Alexis Correas has gone to goal attack. Tashelle Logan, wing attack. Catherine Gow is back on at centre. Yelena Rankin is at wing defence, and Nikki Lynch is at goal defence.
Yeah, and I think that's more a case of them. It's their last game. They're getting all the players out on court, and you know they've done such a good job to get this scoreline. They've actually been able to reward their whole team by doing that. So I think that's actually really nice, and it shows a really good team spirit as well.
Absolutely, a really good way to end the tournament, I think. Oh, brilliant by Lang. Really well read.
Oh, that's much better pressure as well from Nikisha Lewis. That's what she needs to do, run her feet. I really want her to finish strong. Yes. Oh, so close.
Shot.
Just for her, she's got so much talent. She's just really raw. So for that interception that she was going to take, her hands came up really soon, and so she was just running with her legs. And I know that sounds odd, but if you run with your arms as well, you actually go faster. I challenge all you youngsters at home to just run on the spot and then try and make your arms go really slow, and then jog slowly on the spot, make your arms go really fast, and see what happens to your legs. It's very funny. Yeah, nice hold there by Alexis Correas. Boom.
Good shot. So scores on the doors as we speak is 61 to the Cayman Islands, 37 to Israel. So they've absolutely smashed that 30 goal target.
Yeah, and all
that we gave them.
Yeah. That's fine though, right? Just come to us. We'll give you targets for the games. But they're winning this quarter as well, 4-2 at the moment to Israel.
Really nice fast play by Gow there.
Oh, beautiful ball.
Give and go, give and go.
Nice. She's got a nice shooting action as well, Alexis
She does,
Correas,
yeah, I was
hasn't
just
she?
thinking that.
Oh, just a little bit too far for Stacey Kelly to get her hands on the end of that.
Go forward, someone needs to offer.
Yeah, she was just slow in coming through, wasn't she? Tick for Clements then. But she got there. Nice, and clever play by Tali Kerr then not to run into that. She just held back because she saw that Naomi Komar was running in that space. Opting to go backwards. Oh, beautiful pass. Yeah, really nice. Nice smiles as well. Good job, ladies.
Nice ball.
Should we get another attempt?
Just having a little sit down, a little rest. Just going to sit down for a second, guys.
Use of the back centre pass again. I can't work out at the moment whether that's tactical or necessity. Yeah, nice. Well
space.
They just seem to be creating so much more, don't they? They're a bit calm and composed. They're being aware of each other more. Well held, Stacey Kelly on the sideline. But great take there by Tikva Clements. Good arms over, but look at that pass. Straight in.
Gordon, who was in originally as goal attack, he's now in at wing attack. Her feeds have been lovely into the circle. I'm assuming, well, the two will help one another, and she's feeding really confidently into Komar.
Yeah, I guess as a circle play, you know where you want the ball normally, so you can therefore put the ball in better, can't you, to your shooters. Seeing some of the greats play both positions, goal attack and wing attack. Oh, just rolls.
Rebound.
Nice long ball. Just working it down, short
wasn't
passes.
Quite ready for that.
Yeah, and again you saw there Tashelle Logan and Catherine Gow both really towards their defensive end in their centre third, so the minute they've got the ball and they turn again, there's nothing there. You're relying then on your goal attack coming high, and then it's just your goal shooter. It's just a bit of a recipe for a disaster. Just offload it to a defender, get yourself down the court. There's a couple of times now that the Cayman Islands have used the same centre pass, and this is where, as Israel are developing, they need to start recognising that. So now I'd want Lang to be thinking, okay, if the ball lands on the left-hand side of the court, I know now that Stacey Kelly is going to go out on that left-hand side and just stop her from doing that, to just put a bit more pressure on.
Absolutely, and it's those sort of tactical things from the sidelines that can really change a game.
Nice, calm rebound, good job. And that's better, using your defence to bring the ball up, give it back to a defender. But then there's one option. Ah, what do I know? They got it down anyway. But they are, it's fine. We got this. Oh, yes. Great intercept by Clip.
Brilliant.
To still have that elevation halfway through the fourth after
absolutely strong legs.
Komar is out. Nice.
Strong passes from the wing attack.
They're quite lucky that Lynch touched that. Beautiful front hold, good use of your circle edge. Just unfortunate not to get it in.
Getting a little bit stuck coming down court, a little bit clustered.
Yeah, be concerned how much space Tashelle Logan has at the moment.
It's a mix with the Cayman Islands. At some points it seems like they've got heaps of space all the way down the court, and then other points it's like the goal attacking centre could be quite close together.
Yeah,
almost too close.
Tikva Clements has dropped off her marking of the wing attack to drop on the edge of the circle a bit more. But it's, for me, that's more in an effective position for your wing defence to be in. You need to pressure your own player, otherwise all that happens is your player is free to bring the ball down the court. I can see why she's doing it.
Yeah, but if you've always got a free player there, then...
Yeah, see, she's got all the space in the world that she wants.
Exactly. Oh.
In fairness, she could be sitting back to fly on stuff. She could have been told to sit back, watch the ball come down and fly. And if that's the case, hopefully we'll see some of them soon.
Not received.
Yeah, Catherine Gow's hands up an apology. She knows that ball shouldn't have gone there.
So just over 4.5 minutes to go in the final quarter of the Cayman Islands' last game of the tournament. They are winning 68-41 to them. Just didn't realise Israel had got up to 41. Brilliant.
Yeah, they've missed a few in a row. If they hadn't done that, I think it would have been even more. But fair play to them for still working so hard.
So close. Almost.
Thing is, they're right in
Nice
front
shot.
of us on that jump, and you can really see live how high she's going to take that ball out.
Brilliant elevation.
Yeah, good effort, Catherine Gow. Good decision.
Nice roll there to position herself by Komar. Manages to get the rebound and pop it in. Oh.
Yeah, she can't play the ball on the floor, unfortunately. So it's a free pass to Israel. Turn, look down the court.
Oh, keep it in. Oh.
Yeah, just a miscommunication there. I think she thought she was going back and she wasn't. She was coming back forward. Nice ball from Gow. Good advantage played there as well by the umpire.
She's going to go for it. Lovely shot.
She's impressed me, Alexis Carais, going to goal attack. I thought she was nice as a wing attack for feeding, but she can also shoot really well. All
Nice
these players that can shoot, I'm so jealous.
I know. A shot.
Little cheer from the crowd as well. Oh, came off the post.
Post is getting involved. Good pass by the post.
Well weighted there.
Good touch. Oh, unlucky. So hard to mark on the circle edge.
It really is.
Oh, well timed.
Oh, great rebound.
Well timed jump there by the Israel centre.
Oh, unlucky. Lakeisha Lewis. Oh, just a little bit too much on that one.
Cayman Islands will have another opportunity.
Good cheeky fake. Do like a cheeky fake.
Yep. Nice
That's
swing. Oh, almost got there.
She's so close, isn't she? And
Yeah.
this is where I do think they've really learnt and grown throughout the tournament.
Just having a few changes.
New centre coming on. Cup check, I think. Let's come on to centre.
Nice fast ball in. Oh, well read. We are in the last 30 seconds of the game. Cayman Islands are 72 to Israel's 43.
That was enough by Lang. She wants that ball.
Israel have time to get one more goal.
Don't throw it
If
away.
they're careful.
Yeah, this is such a long time.
Oh, it is in netball.
And again, this are things that you've got to train for in your training program.
Oh, great long ball. Finish it off.
Fabulous shot by Stacey Kelly.
Brilliant scoreline. So the final buzzer goes, and that is the Cayman Islands all wrapped up for the tournament. They finish their tournament with a win against Israel, 73 to 43, and Israel get a win in themselves by, what was the highest score they previously had? It was 26, I think. 28, and they have smashed that score, and they have, in this game, they've come out with 43 goals. So I think a win all around, really.
Yeah, and what's really nice actually, which you can't see on the screen, is the crowd has actually stood up, most of them, to applaud that game, really appreciating the effort of both teams. And that's fantastic that they've drawn that much respect from the crowd here over the weekend, that they've got a standing ovation from the crowd.
It is a lovely atmosphere in the room.
Both teams are outstanding, and you know, the Cayman Islands as well, 73 goals. Their previous score was not as high as that. You know, they haven't pushed over the 40s. I think 44 was their highest before, so 73, massively smashed it.
Mega.
It's really nice. And look, we see them dancing together now as well, which is absolutely beautiful.
This is the highlight.
This is why I can't play it. It's not that I don't have the skills, I can't dance.
Brilliant seeing teams come together on court at the end of the game after fighting for an hour. Next game will be at 11 a.m. when Emirates take on Gibraltar in what is sure to be a fiery and feisty game. So we will see you then. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks to QTV Sport, Netball Europe, Manx Netball Association, and all the volunteers as well for all the hard work.
Thank you, Nat.